everybody, it's Chloe here with Rooted Dog Training, and in this video we're going to talk to you about troubleshooting through crate nonsense. For most cases, when taught properly through introduction of the crate, we can get dogs that don't behave so naughty with the whining and barking and whatnot. But when we do have high anxiety cases like separation anxiety or just anxiety in general, or dogs that are just bratty and don't want to accept the crate, or maybe only get upset when you leave or when you walk away to another room or something like that, and then they start barking. Other than that, they're fine, or they go in the crate on their own. It's just when you're away. So whatever the case is for your specific situation, these are some ideas that you can do in order to get the anxiety and the nonsense out, okay? So I'm going to show you some different tools that you can use to correct the nonsense. First off though, I just want you to understand that correcting the behaviors of barking, whining, digging at the crate, biting the crate, any sort of anxiety type behavior or just bratty behavior needs to be punished. It needs to be corrected. There needs to be a valuable no when that happens. And the best way to do it, before it starts to escalate into something even more, you want to catch those small moments, that first little whimper. It may not seem like much, but if you correct the small whimpers, they just going to bite the crate and not actually biting and gnawing at it. If you just catch those beginning moments and you correct those, you're going to avoid the escalation, okay? This is really, really important. So correct heavily for the small stuff and you won't even get the big stuff, okay? Super important, so keep that in mind. So when you are about to leave or those moments when you know the dog's going to start to build that anxiety, I want you to stick around, make time before you leave. So if you have to give yourself another 15-20 minutes before you actually need to leave, give yourself that time. Put the dog in the crate before you, even before you have to walk out the door. Give them 15 minutes to settle in, correct for any nonsense. Then walk out the door. Give yourself 15 minutes of cushion. That way if you need to come back in and correct, you can, okay? So I hope that makes sense, because that's really, really important that you make that time available when you actually do have to leave. Otherwise, set your dog up in times when you don't have to leave, but you can act like you are and go through these motions of troubleshooting through the naughty behaviors, okay? So I believe that's it, but and if you haven't gone through proper crate introductions, just kind of starting to introduce the crate to the dog, go back and watch our YouTube videos on the DIY Crate Training 101. You'll find that there, okay? So now let's get into how to correct those behaviors with a variety of tools. So this all may vary depending on where you at in your training journey. Maybe you're just starting out, or maybe you've already gotten to the level of e-collars, okay, which is really cool and very helpful at this stage, okay? So we're gonna go through just a variety of different things that you can do and try. Number one, I have it in my hand. This is called a pet corrector or pet convincer. You can buy them on Amazon, 30-40 bucks. Really cool, it's just an air canister, okay? It's got air in it, and when you shoot it, it shoots out a puff of air, okay? It's a loud sound, kind of like a shh sound, like a lot of us, dog trainers, we use to tell a dog no. I really like this tool. It's great for puppies and if you don't have a lot of tools around or you don't have a lot of training under your belt yet, this is kind of a nice go-to tool to just tell your dog to knock it off. So you can point it in their direction. It's not going to hurt them. It's really innocent. Some dogs won't care about it. Most dogs do. Some dogs, they really care about it. It's just about trial and error. You got to find what works for your particular dog. That's why we got options here, okay? And you may want to try all of them. Another one would be just using your leash and collar. If you got a prong collar or a regular leash, whatever you got, use to correct your dog. You can leave the leash on when you're only setting her up. Never leave the house with a leash on your dog, okay? Never, ever, ever do that. Never leave any tools on your dog when they are in their crate, okay? So if you're leaving, make sure you take it off. But if you're trying to troubleshoot through the nonsense, you can use a leash, correct it through the bars, or you can get your dog out and correcting and then putting them back in, okay? But the no, that what they did was a no-no, okay? Another great tool is the bunker, okay? It's a rolled up towel, rubber bands around it, okay? Tied it up, all right? See, it's kind of like a big hand towel or any hand towel that you got. and you can toss it at the crate, okay? Get in your throwing abilities and toss it towards the crate, tell them to knock it off, or you can just walk up, no, stop it. You can do that, or you can just use your foot, use your hand. Make the whining, the barking, the gnawing on the crate, the digging uncomfortable so that they don't want to do it anymore. Man, every time I bite on the crate, this loud noise happens, right? Through that repetition, your dog's eventually going to learn just to calm down and lay down and just shut up. Okay? They're not gonna like it. Of course they're not gonna like it. They're not gonna like it when you do things like this. But that's the point. They already don't like the crate at this stage, right? So we have to teach them, well, if you just be calm in the crate's cool. The crate is a place where you can just chill out and relax. So that's what we're trying to get to, okay? One other thing that you can do is you can cover the crate. Get a bigger blanket, of course. I'm just demonstrating. Get a big blanket. If the dogs don't pull their blankets through the bars, sometimes we'll get dogs that do that. That may not be this option for you. But if not, you can cover it. Make it den-like, make it comfortable, make it really dark. Dogs love dark spaces, okay? It's very den-like. So make it like a den, cover it up. If they're still giving you nonsense, you can walk up. Rattle the crate, tap the crate, all the same things, okay? Let them know you cannot whine, you cannot bark, you cannot chew, you cannot dig, okay? All those things. If you've gone through e-collar training, you can push a button and tell them to shut up, okay? These are all the different ideas that you can do to correct the dogs whining in the crate, all right? It's not fun to correct our dogs. I get it. We don't want to do it, but we also don't want to have our dog live with anxiety in the crate. The crate is an extremely useful tool for many different reasons. Number one, it's to keep your dog supervised when you cannot keep your eyes on them. You know where they're at. You know they're safe. They won't get into things. They won't get into the trash. They won't destroy your furniture. They won't constantly bark out the window or at the door. They won't chase the cat or get into fights with the other dogs. They're not going to be able to do a lot of things that get them into trouble or that can create an unspaced environment for them, okay? In the crate, they're safe. They're secure. We just have to teach them that this is a den for them. This is a comfy, cozy, quiet, calm space that they can go to. When you go through all this, when you go through this messy part, if you stick with it, if you take my suggestions, I can tell you that you can have a dog that enjoys the crate. Trust me. I've done it several times. Done it with my own dog, okay? They can learn. They can learn, they can learn, they can learn. Stick with it. Corrections are never easy for us dog owners to do, but it is a must. Just like how if we have children, they need to be disciplined. We all need to be disciplined at some point or another. No, we don't like it. No, we don't like giving it. No, we don't like receiving it. But it is a necessary part of life to where we learn what is wrong, what is bad, what is good for us, what is not good for us, right? So I highly encourage you to use these techniques and to implement them with good leadership, with trusting the process, and really just consistency, sticking with it. Providing the structure, providing that leadership of no, you can't get away with this, you will come out successful in the end, okay? So I really hope this was helpful. It gives you all the different ideas that you can do. Essentially, this video is teaching you just to bring in a valuable no for your dog. That's really all it is. There's a lot of different ways in which you can tell your dog no. These are just a few common ways that we practice and that many dog trainers and many dog owners practice, okay? So hope this was helpful, you guys. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. If you like this video, if you want to see more like this, if you want more dog training tips, dog care tips, all that good stuff, be sure to just subscribe and follow, like and comment and all that good stuff so you can see more of this, okay? All right, you guys, take care and we'll see you soon.